All right. Let's get back into Light of Xaryxis, which we're 3 chapters in, and we still have not heard the word Xaryxis in the story.
We have
Didn't the Xaryxis, wasn't that the name of the Empire dudes who were like, oh, fuck Waterdeep and all the other planets on that? Yeah.
Oh, did I mention that in character already?
Yes.
Oh, well, that's supposed to be the big reveal at the end of this chapter.
Oh.
So, I mean, this adventure is so badly written, it would not surprise me if they had a character with that information and then still reveal it later.
Well, it's because we captured and interrogated the boarding party.
Yeah.
We did, and you know, D&D never pre-written D&D adventures I've found never really count on that.
That's true. You know what? I'm going to blame the writers. There's like I said, there's 2 bits of writing in this chapter that I think are just really dumb. But I'm going to play them straight and see if you guys catch it. Maybe you won't think they're as dumb as I do. So, when we last left off, en route to the Rock of Brawl, the characters discovered a derelict nautiloid drifting in an asteroid field. Only too late did they realize that another, more dangerous ship was lurking nearby, waiting to spring its trap. This is like the 8th or 9th ship that's been laying in wait by this derelict.
In this same spot, yeah.
Yeah, it's just going down the line. Like we're gonna kick the crap out of these Neogi guys, and then some other jerkheads are gonna move in and ambush the next guy down the line.
It's because we're
Playing
playing
King of the Hill.
Okay.
Oh, I had to run Drow last night, and I got one of my players with poison. It was delightful.
Oh, is that the sleep poison?
Yeah,
That's always good.
he was only down for 1 round, but it was still pretty funny.
It's still around though.
Captain Sartell points out the Neogi vessel. So go ahead and place yourselves on the deck of the ship. Here on the Moon Dancer, where you'd like to be. We've been saying that the good captain...
Captain Sartell has been very helpful, yes.
Now, my party leader in Etrian Odyssey is also a buccaneer. But the character artwork is this incredibly tasteless... I mean, it's an Atlas game, so her name is literally Captain Underboob. It's the only fitting description. Captain Sartell actually has some class and panache.
I mean, you got her artwork up here on the table right now. Yeah. No, she rocking it.
Yeah, she is definitely a classier lady than Captain Underboob. I doubt she can put out 800 damage in a round, though.
Yeah, Buccaneer's real good. What are you subclass?
So my subclass for all 5 characters is just Sovereign. I'm just gonna.
Yeah, yeah, that works. That works really good. That's super
Brick, we
good.
do
If
have
they change the way
permission to share
subclassing works. Oh, we should probably not deride the whole thing for this. Sorry, that is literally one of my favorite games.
It's pretty good.
Let's derail as Mott did give us permission to share the character artwork that he drew.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, five sovereigns is so much fun. Oh my god.
That character art's real good.
I'm going to upload that and go ahead and roll initiative as
Sure.
Captain Sartell spots the Neogi vessel, a night spider called the Ebon Snare. And it's 250 feet away, which means none of you guys can target it, but I think your Mangonel can at range. But remember, it takes, I think, 3 people to fire that Mangonel.
The good news is we did snag a bunch of ammunition.
Oh yeah, you've got...
I should have taken whatever the extend spell is. That usually doesn't come up, but...
Oh, the extending range?
Yeah,
Oh,
like usually that... Because
magic,
usually it's too big to fit on a battle mat at that point, which is why it's usually not a good feat.
Yeah, I'm kind of wishing I had taken the 300-foot Eldritch Blast.
Why do I
Anything
have
over 120?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
The tab open. It says bone hurting juice, and I'm really mad at myself for that.
just need to get
Wait,
your
what?
ship
Bone hardened
stats up.
juice?
Yeah.
Please explain.
So Naught, you're the only one up on the mangonel right now. Are you going to work it with 2 of the crewmen?
That sounds good to me. What's the attack roll on it?
I will have that for you in just 1 second. It's a ranged weapon attack, plus 5 to hit. It's got a range of 200 to 800 feet, so you are at disadvantage at this distance out. Ships are 250 feet apart.
So it's just a +5. There's nothing I can do to make that better.
Correct.
Cool. Yeah, I'll fire it while other people load it.
I guess the reason they do this is because it takes multiple people to work the siege weapon, so no one person is really applying their bonus to it.
Yeah.
So
That makes sense.
Not really factoring on your decks; it's factoring on how well
Also-
you and the people are working the machine.
Also, you and commoners can, operate it.
Okay, so we've got. You can tell who's looking at the table from the side and who's looking at it from the edge. Because
Do the
I've got
hands. Yeah.
Monkey Friend and Snot Boy laying down, face down on the deck right now.
I have
mean-
a disadvantage because my picture-in-picture for initiative lets me keep the initiative vertical when I do this. Are we on initiative at this point?
Yes. So I'm gonna
We've
roll.
got Sarge at 18.
Oh, I haven't added my other ship yet.
Did you roll better than Sarge on 18?
Sartell did.
Well, that sounds like the kind of thing that should be on your character sheet.
She doesn't have a character sheet, just a stat block. So yeah, the Night Spider is closing fast. We're at the top of the order. So Sartell is just going to basically stand ready on the deck. She's going to give the order to... well, she saw how you guys dealt with that previous ship, so she's going to wait until... order the ship to get within range of Lukari and Naught to start sending magic over. She thought that was very effective. So after Sartell, who do we have?
Got Sarge at 18 with someone on deck.
Sarge, would you like somebody up there to... Because it takes 2 men to fire a ballista.
Yeah, I would.
Here, let me go ahead and give Naught 2 guys on the mangonel and give Sarge 1 guy on the ballista.
So, if this is a ranged attack, does my... Oh, it's not firearm, actually. Oh, wait, I have sharp shot.
It's not a ranged weapon; it's a siege weapon.
Right, okay.
Yeah, it's a plus 6 to hit, and you're rolling at disadvantage because you're
Because
outside of
it's
Bliss's effective
too far.
range.
What is the effective range of the...
120 feet.
Okay, so, I mean... Fire away. You said plus 6?
Plus 6.
Does a 10 hit?
I don't think so.
Is it really, really big?
10 does not hit.
Oh, that's bad. Re-rack him.
Okay. You're staying put at the ballista?
Yeah, I'll stay there.
Okay, who's next?
Lukari with Milo on deck.
Lukari is going to grumble to the captain to let him know when they're 120 feet out, and then he's going to go take shelter.
She's going. You can't use your own eyes. She's got more. She's got her own stuff to worry about. So you're gonna run into a room and hide.
He's going to
seen
get a
what-
coffee.
He's seen what those siege weapons do. He's going to go make coffee.
Yeah, no. Sartell does not like the idea of her telling you, "Hey, stand ready to fire magic," and then you immediately piss off. Who's next?
We've got Milo with Naught.
Milo, what are you doing?
We're not gonna get close for a few rounds yet.
No, it's going to be a few rounds, but once you start closing distance, you will close fast.
Okay, then I am going to... Let's see. Naught is prepping is the mangonel. Let's see, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Cunning action to dash up on top of the forecastle.
Okay.
And yeah, I can start preparing to fire this one.
Do you want a guy on that list as well?
Yeah.
There you go. So if you haven't used an action, you can fire it.
Yeah, with my cutting action, I can get up there from just one. Yeah, so you said +6 to hit at disadvantage?
+6 to hit, and you're at disadvantage because you're 250 feet out.
Yeah, okay. How does an 8 do?
An 8 does not hit.
Bummer. That's gonna be my turn.
All right, who's next?
Got Naught with Mousse on deck. So I'll go ahead and take a shot at the bulk of the ship. I imagine there's no better options for targeting right now.
Correct. Yeah, at this distance, you don't going to have anything but your siege weapons.
So that'll hit an armor class of 10.
10 does not hit.
And that's the end of my turn. We got Mousse with red token.
Mousse, are you the most effective member of this party?
Treble?
Oh, now he has no audio at all.
Yeah, I'm gonna just move up to the next to the captain because she tends to throw herself into combat.
Wait, you're going to move up next to her?
Yeah.
Okay. You're not going to splooge up next to her, or...
I'm gonna be very careful not to get goo everywhere. I mean, I'm already I imagine the captain's a little nervous next to me because if I bump into her, I stain her pants.
Oh no, she's already got She's already got a swabby following you around, mopping up the U off the deck wherever you go.
Can we decide? We've decided that Mousse is lemon flavor, lime flavor. He's lime flavored, right?
Did we decide this?
Yeah.
All right, what are you doing?
Who decided this?
Because he's mildly acidic, and then Raz told us that, acidic is sour, so he's green, so he's lemon flavored.
Okay. Are
I
you
thought
doing
his
anything?
color was dependent on how much health he had.
Right.
We're changing the canon every week.
As he takes damage and he starts flashing orange, he becomes orange flavored.
And then raspberry, and then plum.
He absorbs the metals in the weapons that
No,
strike
it's
him.
citrus. Just citrus.
Are you going to take a turn at some point?
I'm just gonna dodge.
Okay. Who's next?
Red token, and that's the end of the initiative. Back up to Captain.
They are barreling towards you, full speed ahead. And they're going to weaken you. Do they have enough people to fire all these ballista? Oh yeah, they've got commoner slaves. Yeah, they can fire all these. All right, your AC on the Moon Dancer is 15. Ballista number 1 misses. Ballista number 2 hits. Not a critical hit, but it does hit. Ballista number 3 misses. Ballista number 4 misses. And the mangonel. That's a hit. All right, how much damage am I applying to the Moon Dancer? Oh, I still have your damage number from last week, so you guys have not had time to repair the ship yet.
And we also have, 60 civilians on board, so that's also a problem.
All right, the one ballista bolt that hits. Well, the civilians are below decks right now. They're not out here dealing with you. The ballista shot does not get through your damage threshold. And then the mangonel. That'll do it. That's a big boy hit. $37 damage.
Can monks catch siege weapons?
No.
No, it directly says that.
I'm just wondering. I suppose monks can once.
I think we go through this every time we have a monk in the party involved with
Splat.
these weapons.
Yeah, we're gonna put that in the same column as can you suplex a train.
Once.
So if it's a medium-sized train.
So yeah, the Moondancer does have a damage threshold, but this Magneto blows past it, and the whole ship rocks from the impact of the stone.
That's the end of the initiative order, so we're back at the captain. How far apart are the ships now?
The ships close 75 feet together, so 250 minus 75.
So
As they're
175.
closing, though,
Just outside of range of the ballista.
suddenly, 2 galleons glide into view and begin pummeling the Night Spider with ballista bolts and mangonel stones, forcing it to break off its attack and make for the cover of the asteroids. That's right, kids. There were 2 more space galleons hiding in this asteroid fields.
How big are these asteroids? Like, are they just like humongous?
Big enough to hide a space galleon.
We're like
They don't
three
hide
layers
4.
deep on. We're like 3 layers deep on mooched fish over here. Like that's just.
They obviously people don't know how big an asteroid field is.
Okay, but we're all in the same like general vicinity of an asteroid field at the same time. Like, remember, we're all like just a couple of 100 feet away from each other.
So I think the objection is, like, in the fiction, the asteroid field is like this field of floating rocks that you have to carefully maneuver through, where there's lots of hiding places. In reality, that's not what asteroid fields are like. That's the objection. But science doesn't work in Spelljammer, so asteroid fields they're like space mazes.
Asteroid fields are whatever is most
Space
prudent for the plot at the moment.
Captain Sartell, for her point, she looks relieved, and she confides that you would have given them a good fight, but a Night Spider with a full boarding crew like them, and they were peppering you with ballista and stones, but the Night Spider was no match for 2 space galleons, and she cranes her neck out to get a better look at the 2 ships. And you see that she recognizes
What flag
them.
they're flying? Because
Yeah, they're patrol ships from the Rock of Brawl. They are the Stalwart and the Incorrigible.
Stalwart is a 5 out of 10 name at best. Incorrigible's pretty good though. I'm going to rate all the ship names from now to the end of the game. Sorry.
Is there gonna be a tier list? Moondancer's pretty good.
Yeah.
For like
Moondancer's really good.
a space pirate ship. That's like my first pick, Moondancer.
Moondancer high B, Incorrigible high mid B.
It's also a pretty good name, like if you're a teenage girl and you have a dragon that you ride.
Half Jack S tier.
So yeah, Sartell gives the order to close into the 2 ships. As they do, you are hailed by Commander Darvik, the Githyanki captain of the Incorrigible. Sartell advises you all. Says, there's no love lost between me and Darvik, but if we play our cards right here, we might get a safe escort back to the Rock of Brawl. Because at this point, the Moondancer has taken a couple mangonel stones, and she's very ready to lick her wounds and offload a bunch of commoners and loot and cargo and get on with her pirating life. The problem is, Commander Darvik doesn't look too kindly upon free agents of wild space, let's say.
What nation state agency does he sail under?
He's a patrolman for the Rock of Brawl, which is kind of just this it's like a free port.
Well, he sounds like just the kind of man who would pat you on the back for saving 60 civilians and give you an escort to get them to safety.
Sartell thinks that over. Well, her plan was to take you all to the Rock of Brawl and tell the people and spread the story there of what happened to your world. So, if you think that can buy you some social currency with Commander Darvik, the goal is like he's not going to open fire. He's not going to take her into custody, but she would really like an armed escort back to the rock, especially considering this is a very well populated asteroid field.
Apparently.
Seeing it's yeah, no kidding.
Property values are rising here. Purchase your plot fast.
Like I said, it seems like we're like 3 layers deep on mooching a fish.
I like that there's a whole section here on what happens if Sartell or the PCs are not in control of the Moon Dancer. Like how Darvik reacts to that. And it basically just says eventually he just shrugs and pisses off. He just doesn't care. Darvik hails the ship. Sartell stands out in front. Who's speaking on behalf of... Like, this was Mousse's idea, right?
Yeah, Mousse is a doctor. He can do it.
Okay. And there's nothing weird about plasmoids at all.
I mean, I've got the friendly face on, right?
Yeah. Darvik.
The only thing weird is he's a Plasmoid that's never been a Spelljammer.
That's pretty weird. He's like an actual snot that just gains sentience, and he's going back to his people in wild space.
My uncle is a cube.
So what is... Yeah, go ahead and give me a charisma persuasion check at advantage as Darvik begins questioning... Now, what's the Moon Dancer just happen to be doing out here by this derelict wreck? You wouldn't be doing unlawful salvage, would you?
That's a 7.
A 7?
Yeah. Oh, that's advantage.
You have advantage. Yeah.
That's an 8.
Good.
Oh god.
So you tell Darvik this story. That the world that you guys had come from, that Sartell was on... For some reason, in port in Waterdeep, I don't... it's never explained what she was doing there.
The tiny coastal city. in
Backwater.
Yeah,
Coastal backwater.
You're clearly stopping for a drink, right?
Yeah,
she was-
What
she was
else could
in
we
the
give?
Flint shopping district. It's fine.
But when you tell him that you've got 60 refugees on board and you're headed for the Rock of Brawl, he seems very suspicious. He does offer the Moon Dancer an escort back. Sartell seems unconvinced. She leans over and whispers to you, like she's going to leave this to be your call, whether you trust him or not to take the Moon Dancer into the rock. But there's definitely a chilly response between the two of them.
I mean, Mousse will jiggle his head in a nod.
Okay.
And
Sarge
sure,
will...
let's-
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, Sarge is... Burko said this was Mousse's show, so... but yeah, Mousse is going to agree.
Okay.
We've got women and children and not enough food to feed them, and we got to get them
Yeah.
settled.
You actually have plenty of food.
Sarge is going to suggest, though, that, like, what this commander thinks is irrelevant.
Mhm.
Like, once he sees the 60 refugees come off the ship, that will tell the story for us.
Sartell asks if you think it would be... if they should invite one of his representatives aboard to confirm the story. Her fear is that she thinks that Darvik might be thinking that Mousse is lying.
Oh.
Saying that we have refugees when really we have all sorts of illicit goods that we're looking to... Because this is her reputation in the commander's mind.
Like, you have to trust me, I'm a doctor. Did we have to get these people to... Like, I'm just digging the hole deeper, right?
Well, so Sartell, at Sarge's suggestion, like, do you think it would behoove us to invite some of his men aboard to confirm the story then?
Sarge would then ask, well, that depends. Do you actually have something you wish to hide?
She sneers and says, not anywhere they'll find it.
Sarge will
Don't say
say,
that.
good enough.
Okay. Darvik sends over 2 of his men, Giff Yankee sailors, in a jolly boat, which, once the 2 gravity planes merge, the jolly boat can be set down and floated over. There's a whole descriptive section on jolly boats. The difference between the ships that you guys are in right now and a jolly boat is that a jolly boat doesn't have a spelljamming helm and can't be controlled via spelljamming. It has to be propelled using magic. There's not even a medium to row through. So it has to be propelled using magic, or you just kind of have to push it through the gravity plane from one ship to the other, and then they lash it when it gets where it's going, I guess.
Yeah. Sounds right. And absurd.
So yeah, some of Sartell's men reach down with hooks, latch onto this jolly boat, pull it up safely alongside. One of them, you see recognition when he sees Captain Sartell. It's not friendly recognition, but she stands to the side with her arms crossed and with a sneer on her face, and she asks Sarge to bring up some of the refugees to confirm the story.
Sarge will comply.
Okay. And yeah, within moments, Darvik's men see the direness of the situation and confirm that it will be a safe escort to the Rock of Brawl to get these people to safety.
Good.
Mousse will put his pseudopods on his hip equivalent and say, "That was a job well done." And he will pat Sarge on the back by extending his pseudopod all the way up and patting him right between the shoulder blades.
See, I figured Mousse would be like a pat on the butt kind of problem solver.
I mean, Sarge is huge and Mousse is small, so where on the back?
Like, you're not huge. You're still medium. You're just very large.
Well,
for me.
he's like 8 feet tall, but aren't you like 2-3 feet tall?
Yeah, but I can extend my pseudopod like up to like they actually tell you how far you can extend the pseudopods.
Can you do like a
Like
spaghetti
50
finger?
Yeah, I can.
Oh god.
Yeah, he can go like he can
How
go
crazy
full
is this
noodle on
mental
this.
image I'm getting? Yeah,
Ah,
Sarge will
it's-
just salute you.
I can extrude a pseudopod that's up to 6 inches wide and 10 feet long.
10 feet. Okay.
So you can rub his bald head for luck.
Yeah. But like, just I pat him in the back. Like I flatten the pseudopod on the end so it's like a paddle, and I just
You know what? We don't have to sit here and discuss this because we actually have the character artwork. So why don't I pull that out since I got to load up the new table here anyway. This was put together by our artist friend Mott, who has been doing fan art of the Flumph characters for years now. This is your Spelljammer family.
I still don't know why there's tape on Milos's nipples.
Oh, this got colored since I last saw it.
I like how
Yeah.
fuzzy Sarge is. He's very fuzzy.
He's very fuzzy.
He a fuzzy boy.
I love
Oh,
how
I need the original for this.
Mousse is exactly the opposite of fuzzy.
you know what? It's like this is the second time in a row Mott has like reached into my brain and pulled exactly how I picture my character out. Because with the pictures he drew of like Genie and stuff, it's just exactly how I pictured her in my head, right? But like Mousse, the brief is not complicated, so maybe that's not. Like Mousse, for Mousse, the brief is flubber with Phantom mask, very moist.
So my headcanon is that Milos lost his nipples in a very rousing game of poker.
I don't
I
hear
can't come up with a better argument, so
Like I just
I can't. I don't have the energy to protest today. I'm sorry.
like because I played the swashbuckler, but like my character I played it was a Tabashi. But the only reason I played Tabashi was because I didn't know Hadozee existed.
Well, they didn't at the time.
I mean, they not in 5th edition. They existed in previous editions.
I don't think they did.
And then Lukari's wearing a bathrobe. We've decided. He's just
Yeah, he's literally wearing a
He's,
bathrobe.
like, he's wearing old people slippers and a bathrobe.
yeah, he's always just woken up.
He's like
he's
wearing
like-
those medical slippers.
He's like Farnsworth.
That was literally his one action in that combat was, I'm going to take a nap. Tell me when they get close enough.
I mean, with that attire, I think he might have been going to the hot tub rather than get a coffee.
Naught is the only one, and I know his name is. That's not how like Destil
It is
spells his
not.
name, but
I don't know
Is it-
what's going on with Naught's feet. This is
I mean, they're robot feet. Like those, like, not probably disassembles parts of himself and replaces them for aesthetics reasons about once a week.
okay. So aesthetically speaking, why did not decide on rooster feet for this week?
They seem like they'd be nice change. Can't keep the same thing all the time. Like you just get
Give you some good
it's
grip.
really dreary to
grip,
do the same
yeah.
thing all the time.
Sarge looks like he doesn't know why he's here.
He's this is after he got sick for 2 weeks. Or
Valid.
something.
All right. Yeah, this is spectacular fan art. Very
Thank you,
happy
Bot.
with this. Now,
You are a true joy.
it's about a week's journey to the Rock of Brawl, and you don't have any other encounters along the way.
Combat boots of flying.
Oh, I didn't think till now that I was going to have to... Hold on. This is why I'm never going to do it this way again. Because we have to erase quite a lot of the table here.
It's
Oh.
large.
That's not how that works.
Oh,
Radius.
that's not how that works.
You right click it and revealer, like how you go to revealer,
Yeah,
revealer range.
yeah. Revealer range. Here, let's pump that up to like
Max
8.
that.
There we go. There we go. That's big boy revealer. The lens of like all truth. See, this is my one of my favorite pieces of D&D artwork now. I love this picture. Like I would love to have this framed in the house. That could go up on the wall.
Yeah,
That's
a good
fantastic.
Picture. That's up there with that new Planescape art they just released. That was also good.
So the Rock of Brawl is large, but it's not. It's an asteroid. It's not planet size. It's not large enough to have gravity the way a planet does. So it still has the horizontal gravity plane that bisects it, and then the buildings and such are on either side of it, which is what's depicted in this picture here. So yeah, I really love this artwork. I mean, I still think Spelljammer is dumb, and I will forever, but this is why we're playing it, right? Sunlight illuminates the rooftops and spires of a city built across the top of a gigantic asteroid. The asteroid's underside has structures as well, including fortresses and giant sails. Wooden docks protrude from one end of the asteroid, and a variety of ships are moored there. Space-dwelling fish scatter in front of you as your ship adjusts its heading until the docks are straight ahead and level with the ship's main deck. Pier workers stand ready to catch ropes and tie off the ship as it glides alongside one of the docks and slows to a stop. So you're on one pier. The two galleons that were escorting you are coming up on either side of you. Captain Sartell beams brightly. Says, "Welcome to the Rock. This is where we part ways."
It has been a pleasure. I'm going to give her a very slippery bow. And start like helping to usher the refugees off.
Yeah,
Like,
so these 60
Where do we
people,
take them?
they're just Rock of Brawlians now.
Yep.
They're here safely and they're never mentioned again.
Well, we already said we were going to like Sartell said that they could have all that the arms and equipment and stuff to sell.
Yeah, the equipment and stuff. I mean, she's going to take her cut, obviously. But right. The especially like the provisions and things that you pulled over from the derelict vessel, plus the bandits had loaded up your cargo hold. So they have no shortage of provisions and things. But like they just live in outer space on a rock now. 2 weeks ago they were in Waterdeep.
They were just citizens of the small coastal village of Waterdeep.
I mean, by some definition, don't we all just live on a rock in outer space?
Not like this. Like
this is a much nicer rock than where they were
like
living.
you can fall off this rock.
I'm given the vibes of the Ministry of Truth from Morrowind.
Sartell does ask though, because after she unloads this cargo and the people, which kind of counts as her cargo as well. But after she unloads all of this, she's going to get her repairs done and she's going to head back out to Wild Space to continue her adventures. Very pointedly, she's not interested in long-term entanglement with the Xaryxian Empire. And she asks if all of you are going to continue to pursue that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, then there's a man you might meet by the name of Commodore Crux. He's usually here on the rock. You'll find him, I shouldn't wonder, in the tavern called the Happy Beholder.
Oh right, Big Luigi.
So the Moon Dancer is going to remain here at port for probably a week or two, while repairs are underway, and she and her small crew take some much needed respite. Flapjack got to hit the brothel. My boy got to get up there. So if you change your mind and you decide to abandon this lackadaisical adventure, when the Moon Dancer heads out, she'd be willing to take any of you on his crew. Although that's not where the published adventure goes. So if any of you decide that, you're going to have to roll up a new character.
Does it have to be another snot person?
I didn't make you roll up a snot person to begin with.
You did. You did.
I did.
He actually did. Everybody.
That's not even remotely true.
It is remotely true, because I said I would like to play this, and you're like, no, you have to play the Spelljammer races, and
you have like 8 options, one of which is human.
And
No, human was not an option.
Human
Oh,
was
was
not
it?
an option.
Oh,
And then Bricko said, you have to play a snot person, Treble. And I was like, sure, okay, fine.
I have no recollection of this.
You do not understand what you're asking for, and I will make you regret it. That was the conversation.
Here's what I'm hearing. Everybody but Treble can ditch their character and roll up a new snot person.
Oh, is this gonna be Attack of the Snot People?
Well, I'll just be multicolored.
So yeah, you left the rock. We don't get a lot of information about the rock in the adventure. There's more in the published, like in the Adventurer's Guide, and we got a beautiful, just gigantic printed map that the way that 5th edition publishes its maps though is that it puts them inside of the book, so you have to cut out this perforated edge, and I always get it. It's like, do you cut out the perforation and then you have an imperfect edge on your map, or do you leave it in the book and now the book is just hard to open forever, right? Those are your options. So I've got maps in this one and Dragonlance and a couple of the other ones.
Oh, you know what? It just occurred to me. We all could have just been multicolored snot people, and that could have been our Sentai group.
Sentai group
no.
or the Jackson 5, but Plasmoids.
We'd all have to roll bards then. That wouldn't be very
Porque no los dos.
Wow. D&D campaign about Plasmoid bards almost makes Spelljammer worth it as a setting.
Plasmoid
pretty
Bard
good.
Power Rangers.
So Sartell tells you that if you're going after the Xaryxian Empire, you might meet with her contact, Commodore Crux, who will be at the Happy Beholder.
Commodore Crux at the Happy Beholder.
The Happy Beholder. That's an oxymoron.
I mean, if he's smiling, then he's happy, right?
Beholders are always
Isn't
smiling.
that usually how it works?
I would like to don't they say in the monster manual that beholders cannot physically be happy? They're just the only emotion they know is paranoia.
That's true, as of the printing in the monster manual. But since that monster manual was printed, they have retconned it and basically said that all creatures are just capable of human emotions.
But yeah, I mean, I'm pretty sure Large Luigi was in the original Spelljammer too, as well. So I think he's a legacy character. But
So, as you venture to the Happy Beholder to look for Commodore Crux. By the way, everybody go ahead and take the benefits of a long rest. I'm going to assume that you guys have time to take some shore leave, replenish your ammunition and whatever equipment you need. You can do some shopping here if you need to. Anything you can purchase out of the player's handbook is available here. A large spherical creature with eye stalks and a watchful central eye tends bar in this establishment. Filling one side of a table meant for 6 is a broad-chested, hippo-headed man with a green parrot perched on one shoulder. The haggard figure squirts at you. Squirts at you? Oh no, he doesn't squirt at you. He squints at you. I definitely need reading glasses.
Very different.
That's a very different scene.
Very different scene.
We're R-rated
Yeah.
now. The haggard figure squints at you
Demonetized.
over the top of an enormous tankard, then waves invitingly to the seats across from him. Now, This is one of my favorite pieces of D&D artwork. Commodore Crux is one of my favorite pieces of character artwork.
It's a shame they don't like. You go to his bar and they don't like. They don't have any art of the bar itself. You know.
Yeah.
In the adventure, I don't think.
No, they don't.
That is.
You don't
that
spend
is
a lot of
somewhat
time.
disappointing.
The important thing is you've got this incredible artwork of this just drunken has-been Giff. And he doesn't even own
And
the
a
parrot.
with an eye patch.
The parrot with an eye patch. His name is Large Luigi.
What?
Large Luigi.
I thought Large Luigi was the beholder that owns the tavern.
No, the parrot's Luigi. 'cause
Oh,
he's
you're right.
green.
The parrot doesn't have a name. Yeah, the Large Luigi. So yeah, the parrot belongs to Large Luigi. The idea is that the beholder just feels so bad for Commodore Crux because he's just such a loser that he lets the parrot hang out with him to cheer him up. And this is the first thing that, like, in the writing of the adventure, I just think is dumb because, like, you have Captain Sartell, and then at one point in the adventure, they're just like, they trade her out for another NPC who functionally fills the same role in the plot. Like, he's just your helper buddy from here on out.
I'm
Well, they
thinking
had
what happened is the writer's headcanon is she wouldn't get involved with this Empire nonsense.
I don't know. I think it's just a functional thing. Because remember, you're not supposed to know what Spelljammer is at the beginning of the campaign. Like, you're supposed to be able to conceptualize her as just like a pirate in Waterdeep.
Mm.
But they wanted your helper buddy to be a Giff, like commando guy, right? So they had to do a switcheroo 3 chapters in. Because you can't just have Hippo Man walking through Waterdeep.
I mean, you could.
That would be very absurd. Like, I
Sarge.
can't even imagine.
The small coastal
Couldn't be
city.
me. Couldn't be me.
Nonetheless, Crux's demeanor brightens as you guys enter the dive. I'm assuming it's a dive. It's not actually described. So yeah, what all do you tell Commodore Crux?
Hello, Mr. Crux.
He corrects you immediately. Commodore Crux.
Mr. Commodore Crux.
He corrects you immediately, and he's going to keep doing it until you get it right.
Oh, so this is why Sarge is like this.
Yes. Crux doesn't look like a man who
Milos-
takes anything seriously, but all Giff take their title seriously.
Milos stares at Mousse and says, "Listen, do you get grumpy every time I don't call you doctor, right?"
When was the last time you called me doctor? You don't call me Dr. Mousse?
Listen, that's besides the point.
Anyway, greetings, Commodore. I forgot his name already.
Crux.
Crux. Commodore Crux, yes. I'm sorry, I'm very bad with names and faces, and then, like, take off my mask because I don't have one. All you people look alike to me.
What do you mean, all you people?
The hippo man and the elf and the monkey, they all look the same.
Yes.
All the same.
That's why I became a doctor, so I could learn to tell the difference. It didn't work.
Okay.
Moose, you're battling.
Yes, we heard that you were possibly might have some knowledge about the, and then I'm going to. I don't think Mousse can whisper because he's got like tubes in it. Like he's just tubes. I don't know. The Xaryxis Empire. I'm just gonna say it like at a conversational tone.
And the man is 3 sheets to the wind. And at the mention of the Xaryxis Empire, you see his eyes get wide. And, I mean, you picture a Giff grinning with excitement. It's an unsettling sight, to say the least.
Yeah, these Empire chaps took a dump on our planet, and we're not happy about that. We're going to go air some grievances, I think is the diplomatic term for what we're going to do to them.
Or kill him, Sarge says.
Crux.
Stop them. most poignantly. We're going to stop them from what they're doing.
Here, you seem a little drunk. Let me help you. And I'm gonna reach out and I'm gonna use Hand of Healing on him.
Does that make him less drunk?
It cures poison.
It's not going to make him less drunk, though.
Isn't that what poison? What being drunk is? You're poisoned.
I'm gonna.
I mean, from a medical perspective, yes.
So you have two options here.
Uh-huh.
Either he's going to make known that he doesn't want to not be drunk and stop you from doing this, or you're going to do it and he's going to realize he's not drunk anymore, and then he's going to ask you to buy him another round so he can get back to where he was. So which of those two paths do you think is more conducive to the story?
Okay, fine. I'll stop. Like, okay.
Like, he didn't come to the Happy Beholder to not be drunk, but he's very excited to hear about the story. He remembers. He says a fleet of Astral Elf ships visited the Rock of Brawl a few days before launching the attack on your world. The elves gave fair warning to various captains on the rock, urging them to steer clear of your world, lest their ships be fired upon. The elves undoubtedly left spies behind to make sure their warnings were heeded. Best we continue this chat aboard my ship.
That explains why we got attacked on the way out.
Do we need to go on another ship? Ships have not been good luck for us.
Oh, he assures you that his ship is a ship like no other. Absolutely safe and secure and well positioned and well manned to take on an adventure seizing control of these dilapidated planets from the Xaryxian Empire. He's extremely gung-ho about this idea.
Milos looks very upset.
Why is Milos upset?
Why is Milos upset? Because you're talking crap about his home, where his parents and family are.
Oh no, they absolutely all got destroyed by giant crystal trees. That planet is done.
No. He refuses to believe that.
Crux looks you over,
We have 6 months.
motions to your chest. Have a bad poker game?
I don't want to talk about it.
It's like Mousse will pat him on the shoulder and be like, "We're waiting for the scars to heal, and then we'll take care of it."
Okay.
Isn't that right, Milos?
Look.
I have a Sharpie in my bag here somewhere.
Crux's ship is called the Second Wind. Where does that on the tier list, Treble?
Second win or wind?
Second Wind.
Okay.
I don't know.
Okay.
I dig it.
I have to see it. It's okay name. It's all right.
I dig it.
It's
I
okay.
dig it.
I wasn't actually going to rate every ship name we came across.
Then you shouldn't
Oh,
have
you're
said
in it now.
Yeah, you
should
shouldn't
have
have
signed
said
up for that.
Shouldn't have said that then. Ding dong.
I say lots of things. It's been
Sure
like
do.
it's been like 4.5 years.
I did only design one adventure to go along with this, like one session for when Mousse goes on a big date.
Yes. If we don't have a big date in Flumph 6, I'm gonna be very sad.
No, we're gonna have a big date here in Spelljammer. So the Moon Dancer and the two galleons that were escorting it came in kind of the big main port area on one side of the rock. Around the back side of the Rock of Brawl, you have the more seedy area. This is where the Second Wind will be moored. And Crux is notably blotto as you are making your way through the streets of the Rock of Brawl, which looks like a city like any other. Like if it were not for looking up and seeing the incredible space colors and all of the fish swimming through outer space up there, you would think you were just walking down like a moonlit street in Waterdeep.
I mean, it's not even so much the looking up; it's the looking down and seeing that.
Well, when you're in the thick of the city, like where you are, you look down and you just see street. You can't see through the rock.
This is definitely different than the small coastal city of Waterdeep.
Right. The city itself is pretty similar to the one that you left, though. It's not under attack by giant crystal trees that are drinking all of the warmth from the entire planet before the sun explodes.
Right.
On the way back to Crux's ship, en route, you are accosted by 4 astral elves wearing cloaks and visors. They step in front of the path, and one of them steps forward. You lot looks at you as though he's trying to piece something together. I recognize the description anywhere. Motions to Sarge. The Giff, the snot bubble, the monkey with no nipples. You're the ones that did for Captain Asmadian. To which all 4 of the elves draw their swords.
Man, I got away lucky there if I'm just the Giff.
Yeah, Asmadian was the captain of the Dark Star who thought he was going to board you guys, and you completely
I think we
clowned
would
on
have
him.
known that from my best friend, whose throat I slit.
Oh. Are we rolling initiative?
I'm rolling initiative. I don't know what you're
Okay.
doing.
Yeah. Go ahead and roll initiative, and all 4 of them draw their swords, and they're going to cut you down in the streets for the honor of the lost honor of Captain Asmadian.
Is that what they think they're gonna do?
That's what they think they're going to do.
Oh, you're gonna be disappointed.
Oh, look at that number.
Okay, so I need new stuff.
I'm like way up here now. Oh god, I threw my thing off the table.
Wow, that's a really good initiative.
Yeah.
So good, the scale doesn't hold it.
That rogue initiative.
Okay. So we don't have a battle map for this, so I'm just going to keep track of who is where. So the 4 of them, as you're coming down the street, they're going to move to try to flank and surround you, but there's more of you than there are of them.
It's just the 4 astral elves, right?
They're warriors. They're armed. They've each got a long swords and longbows. Yeah, who's at the top of my order?
First up, we got Milo at 22.
Milo.
So I draw my own rapier and let out a little bit of an angry cry and stab the one who was talking some trash.
So 2 of them are going to try to circle around to your group's left. 2 of them are going to go around to the right. So think of them as 2 pairs of elves. Which one are you going to approach?
Yeah. To the left.
All right. So you're in the
With
thick
the
of it with those 2.
With the understanding that one is the that one's the one who was talking some trash.
Oh yeah, he was talking some trash. Also, these characters have names. I don't understand how you would ever learn them or why.
I mean, unless they had the decency to introduce themselves before they tried to stab us. But
No, they
whatever.
didn't. You fit the description of the guy of the those astral elves that you clowned on.
I have a 13, or no, I'm sorry, an 11 to hit.
11 will not hit.
Okay. Let's see here. Yeah, that's it.
Okay.
I'm going to bonus action to disengage and back off with the rest of the group.
All right.
Got Mousse with Naught.
Crux is not armed, by the way, and he had to give his parrot back to Large Luigi. But he's still, nonetheless, rolling up his sleeves and trying to keep his balance.
Okay, I need all 4 of those astral elves to make me a wisdom saving throw, please. DC 15.
Against what?
My pipes of haunting.
What's the range on that? Like, what kind of range?
30
can you
feet.
Get? 30 feet? Okay, you can get all 30 feet.
Yeah.
That's a wisdom saving throw?
Yes, 15.
Pass, 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 pass.
Oh, well, okay.
Lame.
It's a very nice song, though.
Well, it's a haunting song. What was it going to do?
Make them all afraid of me
Oh, okay.
for 1 minute.
All right. Mousse, moving or staying put?
I am going to stay right here.
So if the other pair of the first pair of elves is engaged with Milos, if the other pair doesn't get engaged, they're going to close the distance on the rest of you. That's what's going to happen on their turn. Who's next?
We've got not Milos moved back though, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Milos moved. Oh, did he move back?
Yeah.
I stabbed and then moved back.
Gotcha. Then neither group is engaged. They're all going to close.
Do I can I get all three? Can I get all four? No, they're elves. Instead, let's go ahead and I'm going to cast Maximilian's Earthen Grasp
Okay.
next to the group that were not attacked yet. So I need a strength saving throw from one of those elves.
Does
DC 15.
an asteroid count as Earth? Because you're not on Earth.
It's the elemental earth.
It's that transmutation spell, so we'll use whatever materials available.
Got you. So it's cobblestone grasp. I've got a 9 on the save, by the way.
All right, so they are restrained, and they can use their action to break the restrained by making a strength saving throw.
Just one of them is restrained?
Yes.
Okay. With the cobblestones.
And they take 2d6 bludgeoning right now.
Okay. The cobblestones reach up and grasps the elves' boots.
So he'll take 5 bludgeoning damage,
All right.
and I'm going to spend a sorcery point and cast a quickened firebolt at my restrained target who offers advantage.
Very good.
So that'll hit an armor class. 7. 23.
That'll hit.
Dealing 19 fire damage.
Ooh, okay.
That's the end of my turn. We've got Lukari on deck. Or Lukari up with, I think, green token on deck? Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Let's just have the two that are not grasp make me a Constitution save as Lukari flicks his wrist and cast Shatter.
So only one of them is grasped.
No, okay, yeah, the two on the other side that were damaged for. So DC 15.
One pass and one fail.
Alright, so the one that failed is going to take 18 points of thunder damage, and the one that passed is going to take 9.
Okay. And are you moving or staying put? If you stay
yeah,
put here, you'll be engaged with them when they move.
Yeah, he'll think of a defensive posture and stay put.
Okay. Who's next?
Got green with orange.
All right. Good old Commodore Crux. He is going to...
I believe in you, Commodore.
Go get him, boss.
So...
He looks like he's got guns. He should be fine.
If he is present, Crux fights alongside the characters, but is poisoned for the duration of the fight due to his drunkenness.
You
Oh,
tried.
So yeah, he's rolling at disadvantage. That's still pretty good, though. I have his stat block on a different page here. Okay. He's also not armed at the moment, so he's just going to charge in with a headbutt. Oh, he's rolling... No, he's going to engage the one who's not restrained. Try to tie them up. Okay. So it's just 5 points of damage for an unarmed attack.
is there a contingency for our new helper buddy dying in the module?
It's a good question.
Yeah, there's lots of backup plans. So you go ahead and... if you want to flush him. So, that's the end of Crux's turn. Who's next?
Orange with Sarge.
Okay. So, Milos, when you moved back, did you move back to where the party is, or did you go back even further than that?
Back to where the party is.
So, all 5 of you are going, you know what? No, because one of them's restrained and can't move forward.
Yeah, the restrained one can use their action to break break free from the hands. It's DC 15 strength check.
He'd have to roll better than that, though. So, he's not moving anywhere. The one that does move up was the one that was yapping at you earlier. So yeah, he's going to engage with Naught, and he's going to be able to tie up one other person. Which of you is standing closest to Naught when he advances?
I think Lukari, right?
Yeah, we'll say Lukari.
So he steps up in a position where both of you are now in his threat range. So you're engaged with him. You'd have to disengage to get away from him. Let's see if he can cut Naught down. Not with these rolls, he can't. I have a 14 to hit.
Nope.
And a 7 to hit.
Nope.
As he draws his sword, slashes out. He either has not registered that picking a fight with you is apparently a very bad idea, or he doesn't care. But in either case, that's his turn. The other two are just going to start killing Crux. That is a lot of hits. How much HP does he have? I mean, he's a big boy. He's got lots of HP. 3 of the 4 attacks landed on Crux. I'll say he doesn't have any damage from drinking in the bar earlier.
Probably a good idea. Probably a good assumption to make.
19 total damage.
Liver damage is tracked on a separate hit point pool.
So yeah, Crux dove in to headbutt one of these guys. They immediately turned their swords on him. You can tell that these people know who he is. He's a known figure amongst the Rock of Brawl luminaries. But he's not bloodied. He's got quite a lot of fight in him left. Who's next?
Next up, we've got Sarge with Milo on deck.
Sarge.
I'm gonna shoot the restrained one.
Now-
Advantage.
In 2nd edition, I don't think it's like this in 5th edition, but in 2nd edition, Giff that aren't on a standing contract, like Crux and Sarge, would instinctively recognize each other's titles. So I don't know if Sergeant outranks Commodore.
No, definitely not.
It's up to you whether or not you want to look up to Crux as being your superior officer, but there was a time in the canon where a Giff character would have done.
There was a moment in one of the conversations we just had where I was about to interject. I don't know. He outranks me, so we're gonna go with that.
That would be that'd be a very Giff thing to say. Yes.
Yeah, but Sarge will attack the restrained one.
Okay.
And he's gonna sharpshoot it. Oh, that's really bad. Does 7 hit?
7 does not hit.
Yeah. Well,
With
he's
advantage for being restrained.
with advantage. Yeah, he's gonna try that
Oh.
again. That's much better. 21.
That'll hit.
It's a big oof for me, bro.
These
Right,
aren't
okay.
very difficult combatants, but you do have to hit their AC.
Yeah.
No. We
20,
refuse.
28 piercing damage to the restrained one, and I marked it as a favored foe.
28,
Yeah, 28.
and he is bloodied. Like, pretty badly bloodied as well, the restrained one.
Sarge's gonna take. Is Sarge engaged with anybody?
No.
No. He's gonna take a 5-foot step back. Try and draw somebody's attention.
So you're going to step back away from the party?
Kind of backing off to the side a little bit, like I'm here over here.
Okay.
But he's not. He's certainly not gonna say that.
And who's next?
Okay. Got Mousse with Naught.
Mousse is going to let out a. Oh, it's Milos.
Milos.
Oh, you're right. Yeah. No, sorry. My bad.
I'm off the charts there. Yeah, no, Milos is good. He sees an opportunity where he is, and he's going to stab the restrained one.
Okay, so you're going to have to advance up on him again.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. Exactly. That's a dirty 20 to hit.
That'll hit.
Let's see. My sneak attack did not go up from level, did it? Sure didn't. Total of 14 piercing damage to that restrained guy.
14 damage. What kind of weapon are you using?
Rapier.
Do you
Magical rapier, in
Do you
fact.
kill him?
Yeah.
All right, you slice him open in the street, bleed him out right here in the Rock of Brawl. The other 3 elves see this and see that they've bitten off more fight than they can realistically chew. One of them, the one who was talking trash to you earlier, calls out and says, "The prince will hear about this." And the 3 of them move to break and flee.
We stop that?
Yeah, he's not taking a turn. He's just calling out in
Okay.
response to what Milos did. Is that the end of Milos' turn?
Milos just says it only takes one to deliver a message. Points his rapier at him.
After the first body, what's a couple more?
We've got
Milos, are you ending your turn? Because right now you're not engaged with anybody. There's 2 on Crux, and there's 1 that's splitting the gap
Correct.
between Naught and Lukari. Okay, you're staying where you are?
Yep.
Gotcha.
Okay, we've got Mousse with Naught.
Mousse is going to let out a scree noise, and he is going to run over to the 2 that are engaged with the Commodore,
Okay.
and he is going to first attack just one of them. That is a shoot. What is it? +6. That's a 21 to hit.
21 does hit.
Okay. He takes 4 points bludgeoning damage and 8 points necrotic damage, and he is poisoned until the start of my next turn. He gets no saving throw or nothing on that. He's just poisoned.
Start of your next turn?
Let me double check that. I'm pretty sure that's what it said.
Okay.
Subject a creature to the poison condition until the end of my next turn.
End of your next turn. Okay, so you get another round of beat on him.
Okay, and then I need him to make a Constitution saving throw.
How about an 8?
He's stunned.
Yeah, this guy's not enjoying life.
Okay,
Done.
then I'm done with him, and I'm going to switch to the other one.
Okay.
Does a crit hit.
Yeah.
Okay, he takes 7 bludgeoning damage, and I need a Constitution saving throw.
I always like finding out people dislike elves as much as I do. Oh, that's a 18 on the save.
That passes. Okay, that's shoot 3. I'm just keeping track of my key points. Like my key point strategy is have 0 chill.
Edmond had to keep his key points rationed.
McDohl is way better than I think any of us at rationing short rest resources. Like I said, my thing is just have no chill. Flurry of blows.
No,
Flurry of
that's
blows.
completely. That's completely also valid.
Now, Edmond used to get his stun like just for free because of the dark powers, but Mousse
Okay.
actually has to spend his key points to do it.
Yeah, he has to work for it.
So the first blow is a miss. The second one is a crit, and I need a nut. He takes 13 bludgeoning damage, and I need another Constitution saving throw.
And that is a 12.
That is not enough. He is stunned.
He's so we got 2 of them stunned.
Yep.
The other one is over by Naught and Lukari, but he's got people on either side. He doesn't really have a path out of this street to run from. He'd have to go through Sarge in one direction and Milos in the other.
So I'm going to end my turn by raising both of my tentacle arms up and doing that re-noise again.
Yeah, that's it's awful.
I picture more like a
depressing.
vocal.
Do we, the players, have to make a save against fear?
No, it's you're not afraid of nothing. Moose does is scary. It's just
No, I meant Raz, the person. Like,
Nothing Mousse does is scary, huh?
next time you have a cold, you're gonna blow your nose and look down at it. It's gonna go. Whee!
Jesus Christ.
It'll make that SpongeBob noise.
Who's next?
Let's see, we got Mousse. Not with Lukari. How far away from my hand is this guy? Like, how far up did he come on me?
Oh, he's right on you. You're within melee range. You're within 5 feet.
So is that hand like 10 feet away, like where they started?
No, he's right. You're engaged with him. You're within 5 feet of him.
Right, but the one where he started, like the hand is still hanging out back there. It doesn't move around on its own.
Oh no, that guy's dead. He's over. The hand is over by Milos.
Right, how far is that from me right now?
10 or 15 feet probably.
Excellent. I need him to. So I need the one engaged with me to give me a saving throw, DC 15 Constitution, against Thunderwave.
A 6.
Okay, so that's 2d8 damage. He's pushed into range of the hand. That's a quicken Thunder Wave, as an action, I need a saving throw against the hand grabbing him.
So give me the damage first. How much damage?
Yep, 6 sonic damage.
6 sonic damage.
Thunder damage.
Okay. And now he is
And
restrained by the hand.
No, he needs to make a DC 15 strength save.
He can't though.
Okay, now he's restrained by the hand.
So now that one is engaged with Milos.
Yeah.
Milos, just when you finished off the first guy in the
But
hand,
he's also restrained.
the second guy is grabbed for you. It's like Naught's just serving him up.
I know, right? I'm so happy about this.
At the end of
Naught.
my turn, we got Lucario with green on deck.
All right, Lucario. You... What?
Wait, is that a Pokemon? Sorry.
Yes,
Yes,
it
it
is. Sorry, you're a Pokemon now. You're no
That's
longer
not
engaged. You were engaged with a man, but not just pushed that man into his magic hand. So you are engaged with no one now.
There's 2 on the other side that are stunned. You can get all the advantage you want.
2 of them are stunned. 1 of them is restrained. You got advantage on basically any attack roll right
Everything.
now.
And one of them's poisoned as well.
Yep.
Which is the guy with the big mouth looking the most hurt?
Yeah, he's not having fun.
Which one of them looks the least hurt?
I mean, none of them are bloodied yet.
Oh, okay. Then Lukari will grumbly saunter over to the one with the big mouth.
Okay.
Tell him he needs to learn some manners, and next time he's reborn, maybe he will, and then he'll attack.
Okay.
Harsh.
So you're gonna sidle up to the 2 that Crux and Mousse have stunned, have locked down.
I guess, yeah, whichever one had the big mouth.
Oh yeah.
I have advantage, you said?
Oh yeah. Because they're stunned. I mean, they're elves, so technically they probably all have big mouths.
So yeah, we're gonna smite air, whatever that's cantrip is. Booming blade, that's the one. Alright, does a 23 hit?
Yes, it does.
Okay, and that's gonna be with the smite, because this guy's just annoying.
Just committing all of the violence. The violence.
All violence.
These guys deserved it.
Operation Zero Chill is now in effect.
Is this
Clearly.
isn't this like a zero chill party? Like we're very gung ho.
How much damage?
Yeah.
I'm calculating.
Well, Milos is pretty
That was a very
anime
not
protag of family revenge right now, so
That's enough.
That's gonna be 32 points of damage.
Are you killing him?
Yeah.
Oh, this is a spell. You have to kill him. Yeah, he's dead. So you're in outer space. So you just use Booming Blade. McDohl, you know the answer to this. This count as a shake it, quake it, space kaboom?
Chris, Lukari, I would really recommend that you work your body and don't hurt anybody. Just a recommendation, though.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, he's very, very dead. So you have the one more stun next to you, and then there's the one that is restrained by Naught's crazy hand on the other side of the street.
Alright, so the one... How far away is the one next to me from the other people?
He's engaged with 3 people now. With you, Crux, and Mousse.
I wish telekinetic shove could do something more interesting.
You shoved the man off a boat, didn't you?
We just shoved someone into a hand. There's all sorts of
I
options.
feel like I just played a campaign where Destil murdered a bunch of monsters by pushing them off stuff.
I'm not sure there's anything useful I can do with my bonus action if he's already engaged with people. Actually, you know what? We'll give him a shove a little bit away.
Okay.
The guy,
you can-
that's,
if
in,
you
the
can
guy
pass-
that's in the hand?
No, the other one. The stunned one.
Where
You're
you
gonna move the stunned guy.
Where are you going to shove him to?
Is there like a wall or something I can shove him up against?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Oh yeah, we're gonna shove him up against the wall.
It's not going to be hard enough to do damage, but it'll
That's fine.
get the point across.
Yeah.
Yeah, you push him up against the wall without even having to touch him. He's still engaged with the three of you. And as he's stunned, so he can only speak haltingly. Maybe he's trying to tell you his name, which he totally has. Is that it for Lukari?
Witness me.
Who's next?
Did we skip Mousse? No? Yeah, Mousse went. So we got green with orange.
Ah, green is Crux. And my boy gets back on his back heels, puts up his dukes, swaying back and forward. And he's going to try to punch this man's lights out. Oh, he doesn't have to roll disadvantage because the guy's his target's stunned. Okay.
Like,
The deck is stacked in his
That is a
favor.
19 to hit for 6 points of bludgeoning damage.
would he get advantage if he punched the poison one? Because I forget how that works.
No, because you can't have advantage or disadvantage multiple times. Just one can cancel out the other, but that's as far as
Yeah.
it goes.
Yeah, okay.
We were
we'll
playing Lancer, and it doesn't work that way in Lancer. In Lancer, you have to add up how many
stack it up.
advantages you have, and then how many disadvantages, and then up to some number you can stack them. So yeah, Commodore is holding his own, just putting up his big beefy Giff fist, just pummeling this guy into this wall. Who's next?
Still got the pipe in his mouth.
Next up, we've got the Giff, followed by Sarge.
You
The
mean that,
Astral Elves.
Or the elves. Yeah.
Oh yeah, no. One is stunned and the other is restrained. So the one can try to break his restraint, which he's going to do.
we have 3 elves left, right?
No, 2 left.
Two.
One in
DC 15 strength check.
Yeah, big fail. So the one, Milos, the one in front of you being held by this cobblestone hand is trying to get free. Looking at his feet, his friend is just bleeding out. He also doesn't tell you his name.
Milos gives him a very sarcastic salute with his rapier.
Yeah, who's next?
Sorry, next up we've got Sarge with Milo.
Sarge is going to assist the Commodore by shooting the elf in the head. Does 16 hit?
Yes.
Oh,
Remember, you
it's
roll
gonna
that
be bad.
advantage because he's stunned.
I did, yeah.
Okay.
23 piercing damage.
That is exactly how much health he had.
Applied to the skull.
And there's just a splatter against the wall.
Ooh.
As the body just drops. And Crux immediately turns on his heels with his fists up, looking at the last man. Sorry,
The one
moving or
that's
staying
restrained?
put?
Oh, I'm going to attack the other one.
Yeah, you will.
2 bullets in the chamber. 19.
19 will hit.
I only get this one for this, but that's... Oh, no, the other way. 15 piercing damage.
Okay. And he's not bloody yet, but he's very restrained by this terrible hand. He begins begging for you to let him go. Like, he swears that he won't tell any of this to the prince. Sarge
Sarge will say, one way to assure that, and he points his weapon at him.
No chill.
We're the no chill party.
Milos, I think you're up next.
He's the last one standing.
He's the last one standing, and he's trying to stay that way.
Congratulations, you've won your lot. And he puts the blade of his rapier to his neck, and he says, "What you're gonna do? You're going to fuck off and pretend you never saw any of us ever again."
Then he nods vigorously.
Withdraws his rapier, looks to not to let him remove the spell.
So let's just put it to the party vote. Let this guy live or die.
I think we should
Die.
take him with him and get information.
I don't think you can trust a pirate.
He's not a pirate. He's a natural elf soldier.
He's a soldier.
We've had experiences with these guys before.
Quick question for the Commodore. How much trouble are we in for killing the ones that attacked us?
So just for the record, Crux is lawful good, so he's never going to be in favor of killing a prisoner like this. But He kicks one of the dead ones on, like the ones who died in the street during the
Yeah, the
like that.
self-defense. Yeah.
Kicks open one of their jackets, and on the inside, his eyes get wide, and he sees a seal, an insignia there. He says, "Oh." He looks up at the last one living. He says, "These men have been given diplomatic immunity."
Oh, I've
The
seen
elf.
that movie.
So
No, the
if
elf
we're caught, we're gonna be in a lot of trouble.
nods vigorously. Says, "Yes, we are emissaries from Xaryxis. The prince has assured us our safety in the rock. But I won't need tell him about any of this have it happened."
Yeah, I don't trust you.
Question, Brick Road. How
Yeah.
close to we are? So we're in the middle of the city. We're not like next to the docks or anything. 'Cause
No,
I know we
these
were headed
guys-
there.
Like Crux was like, "Hey, let's take a shortcut through this alley," and nobody said no.
Okay, I was gonna say because if we're like next to the docks, I was just gonna like push the bodies off the side.
Crux tells you, though, that whether you let this man live or not, it's best that we get back to the second wind as quickly as possible. This is the kind of mess that is best put in your rear view.
Take him
I
with
mean-
us.
So first of three gets it. Kill him or let him live. He's at your mercy at this point.
I mean, he's asking for mercy.
Sarge votes kill.
Kill.
Yeah.
Let him live.
Lukari votes kill or capture.
So I think I have 2 kills and 2 lives now.
It's the third option.
Capture.
Well, Crux doesn't want him aboard the ship. There's nothing to be gained by capturing him.
I mean, we would buy time. Would we buy time by killing him?
Yeah.
So one of 2 things would happen. If you let him live and he goes and tells on you, you'll be wanted people on the rock. If you don't let him live, you've got a big bloody crime scene here that's going to lead back to, "Oh yeah, I saw Crux take off with those 5 new guys down that alley." You're like, it can go either way. You're not going to be spending much of the adventure on the Rock of Brawl, is the point.
Oh, give me 1 second here to check something.
I just think it's
I mean, I can buy us an hour.
So who hasn't voted yet?
Do it.
just kill him.
All right.
Oh, okay. No, if you vote kill, I command the hand to squeeze.
You hear
I
cracks as
want him to live, but okay.
Not performed his Mortal Kombat fatality. The guy's eyes bulge out of his head.
What are the chances they already know we're here anyway?
Well, the
Let's talk
Xaryxians.
before running to the ship.
Yeah.
Okay.
This buys us some time.
I love this part. If the characters are in danger of being defeated by the Astral Elves, which I can't imagine. These guys are such chumps compared
Well, we didn't have a rest.
I give everybody a long
We
rest.
had a long rest.
Oh, we did. Oh God,
yeah.
I've been going off the same short rest. Oh, we were in space for weeks. What am I doing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It
Destil,
says
pay attention, please.
if they're in danger of being defeated, a dozen commoners begin throwing stones and food at the elves to chase them off. So these elves who have just defeated this party of level 6 player characters get chased off by a bunch of commoners with sticks and clubs.
Well, you gotta remember, like your average D&D party is actually 3 players.
I don't know.
That's like-
I think 5 is a pretty standard. I mean, there's 6 because Crux joins you for this, but
Right. So, but like 3 PCs is 3 to 4 PCs is I think I read somewhere like the most common amount of players.
I think if you also had new players, like they might not be particularly effective in combat.
Yeah.
they wouldn't know to stun lock every opponent every round.
Like I said, Operation There Is No Chill is in full effect.
So Crux, definitely on board with this. Let's get back to get to the ship as quickly as possible. Plan,
Yeah.
and it takes you around to the docks on the backside of the Rock of Brawl, and you see stately galleons, sleek cutters that resemble flying fish, and warships built to look like hammerhead sharks lining the docks of Brawl. Crux waves his arm towards a craft that seems modest by comparison. The ship's sails are patchworks of mended canvas, while its hull seems barely held together by thick vines that bind it like rope. Its strangest feature is the full-grown tree that sprouts from the aft deck. "The second wind," Crux declares pridefully. Reaches up, touches a tear away from the corner of his eye. Isn't she something?
I like your tree.
And you can now see the deck of Crux's living ship.
Milos gives a salute to it, like an actual real salute to it, and then beats feet on board.
Okay. Now, so Milos is taking the lead up the gangplank.
Yep.
As you do, a woman steps out onto the deck underneath the boughs of the tree. And I have her artwork here as well. She calls out, puts her hand up. Hold on a minute there, Crux. Crux leans back to whisper to everybody but Milos, since he's running ahead. Yes, I forgot to mention that currently the second wind, I've fallen on hard times, as you can imagine. I've loaned her out to this. Motions up to the Tiefling woman, standing with her arms crossed and looking down scornfully at the gangplank as Milos is coming up. Her name is Fell, but I know that she looks the literal definition of sketchy, what with her gray robes and demon horns. Literally holding a cloak and dagger.
Yeah.
Really on the nose. But Crux insists that she has a heart of gold. And he's currently renting the ship out to her. She is an accomplished spelljammer in her own right.
I can just rent these things?
Can she take us where we need to go?
Milos holds up a hand and says, "Listen, madam, I don't know who you are, but we just jobbed for Xaryxis soldiers in an alley, and
Lukari
not
smacks
here.
him upside the head.
We need to be not here, immediately."
She crosses her arms and looks down. Doesn't sound like my problem at all. I have 40 days left on my lease, and I'm all paid up.
Great, come with us.
Milos turns and stares at the Commodore, and he says, "I thought this was your ship. Yes?"
Though I own the ship well enough, it has the second wind. He puts his hand over his heart, since she and I have been in many tough scrapes together, some of which I will happily tell you about once we're underway, including the space clowns.
I
But
keep hearing about the space clowns.
he does confirm that she is paid up through 40 days.
Well, this is an issue, Commodore.
Can we, how much have you paid out? Can we refund the money?
She says that she would, she would accept a refund of the lease payment, which is 400 gold. However, over the course of this time, she was about to set sail on a spelljamming venture. And she figures that if she loses out on that venture because Crux is coming back to, renege on his contract, she figures she's out 3,000 gold. So if you want to buy her out, that's 3,400 gold. And Crux turns out his pockets. He's got nothing.
Are you looking to hire?
I
Just get us out of here.
Do you have need of crew?
3,000 gold sounds like a lot.
Somebody who has I'll let the group, one of you suggest, actually it would have to be Milos at the front or Sarge, who's been doing most of the talking. One of the two of you. Give me an insight check.
I'll do it.
I have a 1.
Okay.
Yeah, you're probably better.
I have significantly more than a 1.
Yeah.
Do it, Milos. Save us.
Yeah, roll the blue one.
I just... Okay, that's a 14.
A 14?
Yep.
Okay. She's not budging. She is... and you know what? She has a point. She paid money for the ship to live on in port and to take out on this endeavor. She's got a big payday coming. She's not the one that pissed off Xaryxis.
I mean,
Does she need a crew?
Look, the Xaryxis Empire has destroyed our home, and we're in kind of a deep scrape here.
Are you guys able to scrape up any money at all to give her?
I have 200 gold that I can give her right now.
I have 50.
I have 580. I didn't spend most of mine.
I have 4.
So
I have 190.
Milos,
All of it.
make a charisma, either intimidation or persuasion check. You can make this at advantage if you're willing to pay her 400 gold to refund the lease.
What if we just go on the adventure with her?
Well, she doesn't obviously want to go.
No, she's
Okay,
she's going on some other undescribed adventure. She's not going
If
to
someone's
Xaryxis.
willing to chip in the other 200, then absolutely.
200.
can make this check.
What's the resale value on stuff? Is it?
That's a 3.
You get to. Do we make it an advantage? Is
It's
that what I heard?
at advantage if you pay her 400 gold.
Okay then.
I can chip
Yeah,
in.
I need that advantage then. That's a
you
natural
go.
20 on persuasion.
Okay. So who steps forward? I mean, you guys squirrel the gold amongst yourselves. The whole time, Crux is just back there muttering about like how damn good souls you are and like helping a guy when he's down. Who's going to step? Milos, you're going to step forward and give her the money?
Yeah.
She takes it. She counts it over, makes sure that it's real gold. Xaryxis say, tore your world apart. I'd heard
Yep.
mumblings about it, she says.
Not just ours by the sound of it.
I tell you what, she says, as she pockets all of your gold. My fee for spell jamming on a venture like this would be about 1,000 gold. If you're strapped, I think I could be persuaded, provided you cut me in. 25% of the take.
She can have my take.
Well,
I don't
25% of the take is already a monstrous share when you're gonna have 7 people aboard.
Right.
She has a
15.
skill that we don't. I say
That's
it's- I say we
actually
accept.
have it.
that's not true. Flapjack the Flumph taught your
Yeah.
spellcasters.
Yeah, we all know how to spell jam.
So
Oh,
yeah,
yeah, that's right.
not could spell
She's-
jam the ship.
She's proficient in a skill that we may not be.
Well, the thing is
Which-
like the
yeah.
thing is, if we get boarded or attacked, one of us can't be driving the ship while. Like it would put
Right.
us at a disadvantage to be driving the ship while also trying to fight.
Us piloting is a backup plan, not a frontline plan.
It's a good way to look at it.
Yeah.
So you agree to her turn. She wants 25% of the whole take from whatever you guys make on the. And you know what? The Xaryxian Empire, that could be a big take.
Yeah.
I mean,
I don't know. Like there was some prince mentioned that maybe you might know about some such prince, but
So the prince mentioned is Prince Andrew of Brawl. He's the man kind of in charge of the government of the Rock of Brawl.
okay.
So-
Oh, right.
They were going to go tattle on the Prince of the Rock. That you guys beat them up in an alley.
Now they're all dead.
Now they're all, well, yeah, they're all dead.
so yeah, no, I'm okay with that. I don't need to take.
Okay.
I'm just a little guy, right? I don't
Everybody
need no money.
give me an insight check, please. This is an individual for each character.
Does a 10 do it?
Better than 10.
17.
16.
19.
So if you cleared a 15, just interacting with Fel for a few moments and seeing her interactions with Crux as well. Fel is chaotic neutral, and she does not give a shit about your plans. She sees the money in it, and that might have been obvious just from your first interaction with her, but Crux is totally oblivious to her shenanigans. He is absolutely convinced that she has a heart of gold, that she can be a worthwhile adventurer, that she just needs a little guidance. And that's their dynamic. She is happy to let him believe this, and he believes it wholeheartedly. The other man aboard the ship is Crux's first mate, a Hadozee named Mr. Flinch. Are we keeping a first mate tier lists? Because I feel like Flapjack and Mr. Flinch are both pretty strong.
I mean, you
Mr.
can't.
Flinch is good.
You
I
can't.
dig Mr. Flinch.
You can't dethrone the Flumph wearing a pirate hat. I'm sorry. It's just,
Your Treble is also has a valid point.
everybody should just pack it in and go home until Flapjack retires.
So, Mr. Flinch, this is straight from the canon. I didn't make any of this up. He's a friendly Hadozee. He's been Crux's, the Commodore's companion through thick and thin, but he serves aboard the ship. So when Crux rented out the ship to this tiefling, Flinch was like, oh, okay, I guess I'm going with her now. So he's relieved to have Crux back and whatever endeavor that you've brought to him. Mr. Flinch dresses fabulously, and he comments endlessly about how he would be able to improve all of your wardrobes. That's out of the book. He begins offering unsolicited guidance on how to improve their wardrobes.
Yay!
I don't know what to do with that either. That stunned silence was the correct response.
What does he say? What does he say to Mousse? Mousse isn't wearing clothes.
He's wearing a mask.
What are we doing about the tiefling?
Oh, she's your spell. You hired her. She's your spelljammer now.
Oh,
Yeah.
did we agree?
Yeah, I think we agreed to that.
Like,
Yep.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
This is an adventure to save our dying world. It's not an adventure to make money.
Yeah.
Right now, it's an adventure to GTFO.
Yeah.
Like, we need to get off this rock.
Oh, I didn't mean to erase this guy yet. He just pretend like you can't see the blue man.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, there's no blue guy here.
Yeah, I don't know.
So, the interesting thing about it's a living ship, and you can see the map here. So on the deck up here, you actually have a tree growing out of the deck, and the whole ship is built out of parts of this tree. Its boughs and branches, its root system, with quite a lot of things just... It's not attached together by lash and nail like a standard vessel would be. It's really held together by the greenery and vines of the ship. The whole ship, Crux and Mr. Flinch tell you, is alive. If you cut it, it will bleed sap. So it's especially bad if it were to start getting pelted by mangonel stones.
Weapon fire, yeah.
Think of it as a beloved NPC. The tree's name is Starbow. Starbow is a treant who you can sit down and talk to.
Neat. Does that mean if it's a living creature, does that mean I can heal the ship with my healing key?
That's a good question. If the book addresses that, I will say yes, but I'm betting the book doesn't allow you to do that.
Can I repair the ship with mending? Counterpoint. Like, which one of those should be true?
It's
Right?
neither an object nor a creature. I don't know. Let's look it up. It just says if the ship is reduced to 0 hit points, the treant dies of shock. So I'm going to assume that the ship has an HP pool. The treant has its own HP pool that doesn't deplete as the ship takes damage.
Okay.
So, because you can't kill the ship by killing the treant, but if the ship drops to 0 HP, the treant dies of shock. So anything that can heal structural damage works on the ship. Anything that can heal standard hit points works on the treant. So you have 8 people in your merry crew. There's the 5 of you, plus Commodore Crux, Mr. Flinch, and your Spelljammer. Fell the Tiefling, who has the stat block of Occultists.
Really? Is her... were we given her last name? Is she related to Lucius?
I don't think so. Her last name is Ardra. Fell Ardra.
It's a
Nice to meet
pseudonym.
you, Phil.
This is the most on-the-nose NPC ever. Cloak, dagger, demon horns. Her name is Fell. like,
Stat block of a cultist.
yeah, she's a cult fanatic, which is a little better than just the standard cultist.
So like a rogue.
Wait, is she obsessed with cults? Is that like...
I think she'd be closer to a warlock than a rogue because she it has to be a spellcaster to be a spelljammer. Also,
Oh, you're right.
she's wearing heels.
Is this that Hadozee's doing?
You know what? Yes, it is now. He's
You know,
very
it'd be great if you just elevated 3 inches.
Like she got on the boat and she was like dressed in just like a normal sundress, and he's like, no, your name is Fel. You got to go with a look.
I like Mr. Flinch is very
Cloak
upset
and
that
dagger
she
is so
insists on walking around in this tattered robe. Won't upgrade.
She has the secret boots.
Yes, secret boot. Okay. Crux, for his part, as the second wind gets safely away from the rock. Your other option would have been to just remove her, which would have been easy because she's just a cult fanatic. But then she would have went and tattled to the prince or something. I don't know. It doesn't actually tell me what her 3,000 GP venture was, like what adventure she wanted to go on. I guess because at this point in the narrative, it would be like, well, what if the players think that adventure is better than the one they're currently doing?
Well, I mean,
We probably would, because remember, we're saving the Forgotten Realms. Nobody likes the Forgotten Realms.
Yeah.
yeah,
So
like
go,
us as players for
Go-
sure. But
go ahead and take the benefits of the long rest, because you are traveling to a faraway corner of a wild space system called Doom Space.
okay,
Crux.
Crux.
Dune? Or
Doom, like
Oh.
like the Doctor.
Oh, goodness.
Now, the reason you're traveling to Doom Space is because Crux has some knowledge on a ragtag coalition that are building up to stand against the Xaryxian Empire. And he thinks that the characters' only hope of saving their planet lay in joining this coalition. Crux is notably also he's the first person you've spoken to about the topic that seems to think that the planet can be saved. Everybody else has been like, oh no, you're doomed.
Does he want to provide details on how we can save the planet?
Very light on details. But he's very, very excited for the venture. And you guys get the sinking feeling after you sail off with Commodore Crux that he's an idealist when it comes to adventure. He's always looking for the next thing that's going to turn his life around. So he's quit drinking. He started to button down his uniform properly. He's actually walking around the ship with authority. He's having the time of his life. Your current destination is a contact of his named Topola, who is a cartographer that lives in Doomspace. He refers to her as a friend, and he wants to stop there first because she will have a star chart of Doomspace, which they can reorient themselves, then meet up with this coalition. He is barking orders like a military commander. So the question I have is, how does everybody respond to these orders?
Sarge follows orders.
Okay.
Not pretty much ignores them completely.
Yeah, Lukari pretty much ignores him.
I mean, he does whatever is needed, but he doesn't really respond to
well,
being ordered around.
since the Commodore seems to be the first person who is optimistic about their chances of saving our home, then Milos is all for it.
So he is optimistic about that. But what's unsettling is he's optimistic about absolutely everything. This is a man who you've lifted him up out of his stupor, and he's like just completely turned a 180. Like, for example, he's optimistic that Fel has a heart of gold when she clearly has a heart of Tiefling.
She has a heart of cultist fanatic.
Anytime the conversation turns to the details of the Xaryxian Empire, you see his mood change, and he becomes quiet and brooding.
Yeah. Milos would press for details because this is our, we're new in these waters, I suppose. for lack of a better word. And anything you could tell us about them would be most helpful.
He shakes his head. This is all I know for sure. Things are bound to turn out differently this time. He gives Milos a pat on the back and then orders him
This
to go up and
time?
swab the deck.
Wait. This time?
You definitely get the sense that he has history with the Xaryxian Empire.
I'm gonna need you to elaborate on that, sir.
That's an excellent question, and that elaboration will take place in a later chapter of the adventure.
Okay.
We have to get our relationship values.
We-
up.
Yeah,
We don't have the
we
right
to,
plot flag. Yeah.
Although we don't. No, we don't have a. We have to get our. We have to get our support conversations from Fire Emblem.
Social link level 6 or charisma moderate required or whatever.
Yep.
Okay, I need to make a roll here. Did everybody take the long rests?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. A few days after leaving the rock, Fell calls the group together. Very quickly, it becomes obvious that when it comes to who's running the endeavor, Fell definitely defers to you all rather than Crux. She's happy to just quietly let him think he's in charge, but you're the ones she wants to hear the decisions from. She tells you that she can't be certain, and she hasn't been able to probe properly with the spelljamming helm, but she has the sneaking suspicion that you all were followed from the rock when you left.
That would not surprise me in the least.
That tracks.
So you kind of have a few choices, she says, because she has no way of knowing what's following you or how quick it is or who it is or what's happened. You can continue on to Doomspace and just hope for the best. You can purposely lay a trap for them, by which she means like bring the ship out of spelljamming speeds to force any pursuers to come out and reveal themselves. You could do this in open wild space somewhere. You can do it in an asteroid belt if you wanted.
My understanding is asteroid belts can hold any number of hidden ships.
that's been my experience too. Yes.
I don't know. I don't know if we want to get that many people involved.
You go and hide and like, wait, no, we're hiding here. Go get another room.
You go find another hole to hide in.
It's okay, because the rocks are only a couple hundred feet away from each other.
So how do you want to deal with the problem of this pursuer?
What is the most?
Sarge. Oh,
As I said, what is the most zero chill way we can do this?
Wait for them.
Setting a trap for him.
Yeah, set a
Yeah,
trap.
I'm all
take a
for
ship.
finding an asteroid field and going into wait.
Okay.
Sarge suggests that if they're faster than they are, they will eventually catch up, and they could just get ready for that. If something on the way looks promising, go for that.
That is and isn't true when you're talking about spelljamming speeds.
I mean, I figured once something got close enough, they'd both stop.
Okay.
Just automatically, right?
Yes, but that hasn't happened yet.
Right.
Well,
Sarge is suggesting to keep going until that happens.
Okay. So that's if they might follow you all the way to Doomspace, though. That's the risk there. Is they might not know where you're going, and that might tip them off to something you don't.
That is an issue. Yeah, you're
We
right.
don't want to lead them to our destination.
But if you slow down first, then you can engage them on their terms. This is the kind of decision Fel would make on her own if she had better information, but she doesn't. It's your guys' boat. It's your guys' gold. It's your venture.
Sure.
Yeah,
let's-
let's find an asteroid belt and
Yeah.
lie in
Okay.
wait.
Try to hide in the asteroid belt.
I concur.
All right.
Set a trap. Can we tie like a rope between two asteroids so when the ship comes, the rope just like catches them?
Like a Bugs Bunny cartoon. Like the old Roadrunner gambit.
Yeah, it flips the ship.
Does it make like an accordion noise when the rocks come together?
What we do is we take the largest rock we can find and we paint space. Make it look like space.
Paints a big hole in the middle of it like a donut, and then you
Space
go
tunnel.
through safely, and then they crash into it.
Yeah.
Okay. So you guys instruct Fel to bring the second wind towards an asteroid field where there are 17 other ships already waiting.
We wave at them. They're having their own like little spell jamming adventures.
Yeah.
Like there's some space clowns over there. So, like,
Everybody's waiting in ambush for a separate party.
I forget
Yeah,
if
well,
there
it's
are...
like
Oh, that's
you
yours.
have to
Fire
take
the
a
man.
number for it. You have to take a number for space ambush. Now serving number 16.
It's like
There's just a queue outside the belts.
yeah, it's like the waiting room in front of like a Disney attraction where like they come on the big screen, but there's 40 of you in the room that they're giving instructions
It's
to.
like the DMV.
I get that this is not supposed to be Star Wars, right? Although it kind of is because Star Wars is basically fantasy. It's not really hard sci-fi. But like we're slipping further and further into space balls.
You are
A little bit.
going up against an evil empire by trying to meet with a ragtag coalition of rebels.
Yeah.
Okay.
This is absolutely Star Wars.
We're slipping into space balls. though.
That's Spaceballs.
But that's fine.
As you guys get into your hidey hole in your asteroid belt, and Fel is very adept at maneuvering the ship where it needs to go. As soon as you arrive, Crux begins to pretend like the whole thing was his idea. Once you slow down, it becomes clear that the thing following you is not a ship. Rather, it's a gargantuan creature called an aesthetic. An aesthetic is like a living jellyfish monster, which people can use as a ship. Like it doesn't require a spelljamming helm, but the creature has psionic abilities to move at spelljamming speeds. So it can basically do all the things a spelljamming ship can do without needing a spelljamming helm. And they're typically piloted by evil creatures called the Rygar. Closing in from behind is a gigantic, bioluminescent, jellyfish-like creature with a flamboyantly dressed figure standing inside its glassy dome. Here, I'll give you his feet now.
He doesn't look evil at all.
What does our what does Flinch think about how he's dressed?
I mean, Flinch grabs the spyglass out of your hands, and then won't give it back for the duration of the encounter, because this is a well-dressed man here. Look at this.
It's pretty good.
He's got the half cape. He's got the
Skinny jeans.
He's got the Kodrashi
guess-
fork.
I got some side on
Is
over
the
here.
Homestuck OC? That looks like one.
Basically, yes, that's what the Rygar are, more or less. It's awful.
Can we talk about? I do not like how this man's pants button. Look at this.
You have to undo 6 buttons.
They must
Listen,
have.
I
No,
feel like
no,
he's
no,
wearing
no,
them
Treble.
backwards.
No,
He does look like-
100% navy dress blues button up like that. 100%.
Okay.
Are they also skinny jeans? That's what he looks like
Yes.
he's wearing.
Well, they're bell bottomed.
Yeah, let's go ahead and roll initiative.
He's got like
But-
4-inch heels.
But they're not. But we don't blouse. But navy doesn't blouse their into boots like that.
That's the worst initiative roll I've ever done. I'm putting him on board.
They're hostile. They're gonna try and board the ship.
Oh yes, no, the Rygar. Mr. Flinch and Fel both agree that you can kind of just always assume the Rygar are hostile.
Good to know.
Why is this man chasing us? I wonder. What are the Rygar anyway?
They are a spacefaring species. They're basically another variant of space elves, more or less.
Oh, okay, so they're elves. Gotcha.
They're kind of elf-ish. They're more nautical themes. They're described in the book as an androgynous folk who evolved into humanoid shape from a species of cephalopods,
They're squid people.
similar
These
to octopi.
Totally homestuck OCs.
So they're like elves with octopus hair, I guess, because they don't have tentacles or anything. Spelljammer's dumb.
They're space merfolk.
They're space tritons. That's it.
I actually thought that was a triton.
So the ships are 250 feet apart, which means you guys can fire on each other if you like.
Do they have mangonels on their giant jellyfish?
They don't. No idea. They're not armed. I mean, the back of the giant jellyfish has these long, writhing tentacles that I believe can be used to grab ships.
Well, can't we just let them fly past us since we're hiding?
They're
behind the
following
asteroid?
us.
Yeah, they know where you are.
Then what's what hiding behind an asteroid?
We were standing here waiting for them so we could
Yeah, to force them to come down to.
counter ambush.
We have
Yeah.
we have
Makes no sense.
canonically established that hiding behind an asteroid immediately alerts everybody to your exact position within 100 million miles.
The asteroid just like starts shouting, "Hey, they're over here!"
So
Big sign.
between the two of them, Fel and Crux, they know that the aesthetic is bad news, but they don't actually know its combat capabilities. Neither one of them has had to fight one before. Crux is 100% gung-ho about getting into this scuffle. So you've got a ballista on board. I don't believe the second wind has a mangonel.
I don't see one on the map.
I don't see one.
And remember, you have a treant that you're dealing with too.
Yep.
Can the treant attack? What attack options does the treant have?
The treants, hold on, I actually have its, is largely indifferent to the aims of either Crux or the party. The treant does not care.
Excellent.
It won't defend itself.
It considers humanoid problems to be fleeting affairs and take a much longer view of life.
So it's not going to defend itself.
Okay,
Well,
no, it
Treble.
doesn't have.
Tasty little blob.
The reason there's no mangonel aboard the deck is because Starbo can throw mangonel stones himself.
oh,
But you have to
Can we
convince him
ask-
to do so. I'll give you guys a roll to persuade him who wants to try to do it.
I got a +4.
Not it.
Yeah, you should probably try that.
You're going to have to convince him that if you don't bring down this aesthetic, that the second wind itself might be destroyed.
From one old man to another, you have to help us save you.
All right, so I'm going to go and give me a persuasion check.
And of course, I roll a 2. That's awesome.
2,
That's gonna be a 6.
a 6. Starbo doesn't even wish you the best of luck.
he just kind of shrugs at you with his little tree shoulders.
I never said good luck.
It's just luck.
All right, who's at the top of my order?
Top of the order, we got Lukari with Milo on deck.
Go ahead and make sure you're placed where you would like to be on.
Well, here, let me and do, yeah, I'll do this because I've got no
Which
range
direction
options.
are we facing them?
That's irrelevant for purposes of... I'm not actually measuring the squares on the ship. I'm just measuring the space from ship to ship. That's kind of how space combat works.
Do we need 3 people on the ballista?
No, you need 2 people on the ballista, but it's good because where this ballista is facing, if you did have to worry about that kind of thing, like 30% of your field of vision would be blocked by this giant tree. So you wouldn't be able to fire it at anything.
Yeah, we got Lukari with Milo.
All right, Lukari, the ship is 250 feet away.
Lukari will sip his cup of coffee and wait.
All right, who's next?
Milo with Sarge.
Milos is going to dodge.
I'm going to put Crux on the deck with you guys, but you can assume that Fel is down in the spelljamming helm.
Just
She will not be assisting the fight.
Lukari is just that meme of it's a combination of that like evil Sith Kermit meme and Kermit drinking tea.
Who's next?
Next up, we've got green with orange.
Crux is going to take up.
I'm here too.
Crux is going to take up his position with Milos and kind of follow his lead. He saw how Milos handled himself in that first battle, and he was very, very impressed.
Well, it's it's easy when your friends are just grabbing your enemies and putting them in front of you to stab.
He's also armed now.
That's good.
With a longsword and a musket.
Got orange with Mousse.
Oh, you passed me.
We're
Sarge.
we're operating the thing.
Okay, yeah, Sarge with
Well,
green.
well, can we do the aim action now, or is it just too far away?
What you'd have to do is take the ready action, and then the second person uses their action to fire.
I mean, I'll do that if we can like preemptively queue actions for the instant they're in range.
You can fire at them right now at disadvantage.
Oh, well then let's do that.
Okay. So the way that would work with two PCs on it is the first PC would take the ready action, the second one would use their action to fire.
Yeah, I will ready the whatever this is, ballista.
Okay.
Yeah.
Got green with orange.
Orange. I don't even know what orange is. Who's next?
After orange, we've got Mousse with Naught.
Fire!
All right.
So you said it's +5?
Yes.
11 to hit.
And 11 will not hit.
What's the AC on a giant space jellyfish? Let's find out.
It has natural armor.
Got Naught with blue. I will ready an action to load the crossbow next time someone has a chance to fire it.
Okay.
And then blue with end of the turn after that.
A magical doorway appears on the main deck of your ship. The flamboyantly dressed figure steps through it, brandishing a trident, and the doorway closes behind them. Sparkling light surrounds the figure. Heading to Topola's tower, are we? I don't think so. My friends in the Xaryxian Empire don't want you meddling in their affairs. But forgive me. I haven't introduced myself. My name is Hastain. When the elves came looking for a suitable world to nourish their dying star, I suggested yours. It isn't every day I get to witness the destruction of a planet. I promise it will end beautifully, even if you're not around to see it.
He is invisible right now.
Where is he?
He stepped through a door on the deck of the ship. So
He is invisible.
this awesome villain speech given by the solo one guy that stepped through the door by himself that no longer has an action on this turn to do anything.
Yeah.
So
He's about to get curb stomped.
next.
I guess we can't shoot him with the crossbow because the tree is in the way.
Yeah.
Got
No,
end of the
you-
round. I
you-
think ship movement.
You can fire at him on the deck of the ship with a weapon that's on the deck of the ship. So
Oh, okay, well, I'm ready to fire to load that crossbow and spawn fire. We got end of the round like for ship movement.
well, the aesthetic is not moving anymore.
Okay. Okay. So then we got Lukari with Milo.
So yeah, guys, we were talking at the during our banter in the session. Sorrow the Manslayer, like his second in command, is just like, I did this evil thing for no reason. Yuck.
So Lukari will walk up, tilt his head, look him over, get off my lawn, and fire an Eldritch Blast at him.
Okay. Well, if you're standing next to him,
You probably want to be 5 feet away.
Yeah.
Is the door
Dude, these
still
rolls
open?
are terrible.
no, the door's vanished.
Okay.
I'm going to assume that a 12 does not hit.
12 does not hit.
All right, he needs to make a DC 15 strength save.
Even if it doesn't hit?
Well, bonus action is going to be telekinetic shove.
Oh, okay. He's going to shove him off. Strength save, that's going to be a 17.
Well, that's disappointing.
And he waves off your futile efforts to stand against him. Didn't you hear me? I am Hostane.
Got Milo with Sarge.
I don't care. I don't care who the hell you are. You have thrown down the gauntlet against my home, and you will die for it. I have a 25 to hit Hostane.
That'll hit.
I'm not
Ooh,
actually
spicy.
from Abertoral. I was just visiting.
22 piercing damage.
Okay. Very good. As you stab the dumbest villain in creation.
And I'll step back.
Okay.
You just hear Not go, well, I was just visiting. It's...
Who's next?
Next up after Milo, we've got Sarge with green.
Yeah, so Sarge, the ballista's readied. I believe.
Yeah, but I mean, I think I can do almost as much damage, if not more, if I can.
But it's not as much.
Like-
It's not as cool.
Well, someone else can fire it. Sarge is going to stand up at the top of the Stern Castle and take a shot at this guy who is entirely too well dressed.
Oh, a split second as you step up and get your gun ready, you hear the Commodore yells out, "Sergeant, take this man down!"
I wish I hadn't have grabbed that with my hands, because that would have been a crit. Does 25 hit?
Yes, it does.
I imagined it would.
If you give this guy before he gets a single action, it's not my fault, guys. Just running in.
13 piercing,
Okay.
and then I will shoot him again.
Yeah. I mean,
I'm
I,
gonna sharp
yeah.
shot this one.
I would.
Nice, 20. Not natural.
20 will hit.
Just 20 hit. Okay, cool.
I call
only
it
get
a
to roll
dirty
this
20.
one. I panicked, sorry. 19 piercing damage.
Okay. And he is bloodied.
And then Sarge is gonna move out of the way so he doesn't get shot by a ballista.
Right.
We've got green.
Yeah, no, Commodore is also going to fire at him. Does he get to fire twice? That's a good question. I think he gets multi-attack with his sword, but not his gun. Oh, no, he gets 2 musket attacks. He's good. Miss. And a hit. Max damage, 14 points. His Commodore lowers his musket, takes the shot. Back, ye villain! Cut him down! Who's next?
Next up, we've got orange with Mousse.
Okay, or I don't even know what orange is, so Mousse.
Mousse is not going to fire the ballista. He is going to start bubbling and making squelching noises and go absolutely feral. 5, 10,
Uh-oh.
15, 20, 25, 30.
He's turned into a wereblob.
No, it's right there.
All right,
Blocked.
punch 1. That is a 11 to hit.
11 will not hit.
Okay, punch 2 is a 10 to hit.
10 will not hit.
What about an 18 for? I am gonna for my bonus action. Well, an 18 hit.
18 will hit.
Okay, cool. All right, please take 6 points of bludgeoning damage, along with 7 points of necrotic damage, and he is poisoned until the end of my next turn.
He is not poisoned
And-
because he is dead.
Oh,
I read this part of
job.
I read this part of the adventure over and over and over because I could not believe they have you roll initiative against the ship, and then on his first turn he uses his action to cast Dimension Door
Yeah.
and just come over by himself hundreds of feet away from his jellyfish with no crew or any back. On the second turn of combat, he makes a duplicate of himself, so you have to fight 2 of him.
His artwork
Wait.
is too good for his fate.
Wait,
We are still on initiative, though.
this is that's the same dude from. Oh, is this Shadow over Mystara?
I don't know.
The drow boss fight in Shadow over Mystara?
Moose, moving your
That's
stand
what
clip.
that boss fight does.
Mousse is going to scree and just stare in one spot, and he's just undulating now.
Okay, who's next?
Next up, we've got Naught with blue. I guess. How far away is the jellyfish right now?
About 250 feet. It is not.
Okay, so
Neither
I
ship is
don't-
closed
there's-
any distance.
There's nobody else on board the deck, right?
So it doesn't have a deck. It had like this big gelatinous
I mean,
dome in
our-
front.
Okay, yeah. I guess I'll shoot at the jellyfish then. Is this a +5?
Yeah, with the ballista. You're rolling a disadvantage because of the range.
Yep. That'll hit a 13.
13 will not hit. Who's next?
Next up, we've got blue, who's dead.
He's dead. Very dead. Like
With
this would be a formidable monster, but you're not supposed to just fight one of them against the whole group. Hey.
Like I could easily see how to solve this. You just have somebody else in the jellyfish that opens the thing for him. If you want to do like one big boss fight, right?
Is anybody going to do anything before we come back around to orange again?
Milos is going to pick up the trident,
Okay.
call out to the other ship. Your commander is dead. Turn over your valuables and then get the hell out of here.
Okay. So you're threatening the jellyfish.
Yeah.
Lukari is looking to see if there's anybody else that he can see on the jellyfish.
You don't see anybody else inside the aesthetic, but it's a very, very large creature. You've been told by Crux and Fell that they're functionally a type of spelljamming vessel, right? They're just... Well, you guys are on a ship that's alive, so it's not that weird, I guess. But no, you don't see anybody else.
As we know.
You hear a
it's just a
cry
little-
from below decks. Coming from the spelljamming helm.
Lukari will run that way.
And as you break and head that direction, the aesthetic speeds away from you.
Oh
Uh-oh.
no!
And bear with me just a moment.
Yeah, I don't know where the spell jamming helm is.
It's below deck, number 12, down here.
Yeah, I think when you crafted out, you didn't actually give us a key for it.
Oh, you know what? You're right. I didn't intend to do that, but that's exactly what happened. My apologies. And you go in, and Fell, sitting at the spelljamming helm, gritting her teeth and holding her head like she's nursing a terrible headache. She's that aesthetic had a jammer scream effect. So the spelljamming helm will be out of commission for about 10 days.
10 days.
You've won a victory, but at what cost? You're stranded on a ship without a functioning spelljamming helm, adrift in the vast ocean of wild space. Join us next week for Light of Xaryxis. Will the player characters be assaulted by one of the 400 vessels hiding in this asteroid field? Is Fell full of shit? Will we see any redemption from future encounters with the Rygar? Find out next week.
Just ask one of the space cons if they have a cup of spell jamming oil.
That is almost certainly the worst villain encounter they've written in 5th edition.
Yeah.
That
They didn't
is
playtest that one, did they?
that is the
He got jobbed.
I read it over and over again. Like, there's no way. Like, it'd be one thing if he dimension doors over and then you roll initiative, because then maybe he can. But they want you to roll initiative first, because I guess they want you to think you're fighting the aesthetic in like a ship to ship thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
But like, here's the oh man, so like it's weird because like maybe they want maybe the intention is for you to job him, right?
Possibly. Yeah.
Yeah, because I'm thinking that we go over there and swipe their spelljamming helm.
Well, they don't have
That's
one.
my-
They have an aesthetic, which is like
Yeah.
a sentient creature.
Hmm.
Actually,
That does pose a problem.
Means we have 10 days to train.
so if somehow the encounter you don't beat the guy in the first round, like it's a formidable creature. Like he can summon a clone of himself. So there's 2 of them now. And he's got like multi-attack and stuff. And then the ship gets moves. Like it can start attacking your ship with the tentacles. Like it's
It is literally the Shadow of Mystara fucking boss fight with
Okay.
the drow on the airship.
But yeah, it's like the Rygar casts Dimension Door on their first turn using the spell to board the party's ship. Like, okay, then what? then he gives his whole blue box speech about how he's the one who told them to destroy your world and blow up your sun.
I'm just sad I rolled a 5 to hit him.
I mean,
I didn't even get a chance.
Yeah, like, he had 80 hit points, so you guys, but a team of 5 characters plus Crux can burn through 80 hit points, no problem.
yeah, 80 hit
Yeah.
points is not a lot.
That's
Like,
not a whole lot.
Yeah, between me and the commander, we
I mean,
did
I was,
like
I was about
40.
to cast a quickened 3rd level Scorching Ray followed by a cantrip.
Like that alone
I mean,
probably
I
could
got-
get to 80 with good rolls.
Yeah.
And I mean, hello, Rogue.
yeah, no, this
Yeah.
guy,
Who
you
isn't
had-
cursed with Chris's rolls?
you would have to like double his hit points for him to make it to the second round on a group of 5
Right.
level 6 adventurers.
I mean, I said earlier, this guy's art is too good for his fate. Like,
Yeah.
they put a lot of effort into this mook that just, haha, I am the villain, and bang, and he's dead.
And he's dead.
Like, I bet he doesn't even have any loot.
I don't think Wizards of the Coast does any balancing
No-
on
no
any of
playtesting.
their stuff.
I mean, some of their encounters are really good. Like, there's definitely good encounters. Like, Strahd does not get jobbed in 1 round. All right.
So, like, for example,
He has 81
counterpoint,
hit points.
The 2 things I run for the Flumph channel were that was the one in Theros, where you get where like you have those undead. I want to say mer people. I forget what they are exactly. Tritons. They show up and they just like level 2 inflict wounds on you, right? And they get advantage. You don't know they're there. They just jump up, do it. I just completely destroyed Destil in 1 shot,
Mhm.
and they all had to do. And then they, like the fight after that is even like just. I don't see how a group of level 1 characters could win like
So
at all.
Strahd doesn't get jobbed in 1 round, but you can easily, depending on where you encounter him, turn it into a fucking episode of Scooby-Doo where you're chasing him in and out of the. I literally was chasing. I was the cleric. I had the amulet of whatever the heck it is, of daylight or whatever it was. And I was chasing him in and out of the crypts, trying to get that light on him so he could get turbo fucked. It was literally a Scooby-Doo cartoon.
It's also hacky sacks.
Also counterpoint, Agnon.
Yeah,
Fucking
the
rabbit.
goddamn
Yeah, the rabbit.
dude.
That fight, Jesus Christ.
That rabbit.
They had to know because they say that you can't die in that fight. Like he not when he does damage on, if you take any damage, you automatically stabilize. Like so, it's like they had to know.
I just
What
wish there
level
was.
were we on that? Like 1 or 2?
It was pretty low too. Yeah.
Yeah, and he did like, I don't know, like 17 damage, like one-shotting everybody.
It was a
Yeah, Treble.
it was 1d6 plus 3d6 fire damage,
Gee,
and
so
if he branded you, he was invisible to you.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it
that's
something
silly.
stupid.
And he had multi-attack, so he'd run up, brand one, brand the other, and he got 2 of you in the first round. So
Yeah.
and he has 70 feet of movement and bonus action disengage. Come
so,
on.
suffice it to say, the guy who designed that encounter did not design this right. I mean, obviously, the goal of the Rygar encounter is just to get you guys drifting in space, which
Yeah.
is one of my
Yeah.
favorite episodes of Firefly. So,
Maybe they switched the encounters and we were actually supposed to fight a bunny right here.
Let's just have him pop up.
Yeah.
All right, so that brings us to the end of chapter 4. Nobody levels up until the end of chapter 6. So I'll
Shameful.
see everybody next Sunday for more of Commodore Crux and the Gargantuan series of errors.
And the friendly flumps.